So welcome to this latest video on 162 Maths, and in this video I'm going to show and give you some advice on how to prepare and practice big mark questions on Maths higher papers. Now in the description there'll be links on how to access a collection of past exam questions with worksheets that all contain 3 or plus marks, and a link to a playlist of videos, walkthroughs that go through each particular question and give you step-by-step guidance on how to get the solution. Now, performances on GCSE maths papers are often based on how well you do on what we call big mark questions. In other words, questions that are worth 3 or more marks. Now, the number of 3+ mark questions can almost be 50% of most papers, notably of paper 2 and paper 3. So if you want to perform better or further your performance on exams, you must try and do better on these types of questions. Now, marks from math questions are either based on content, the steps, or the time taken to answer a question, usually in the form of 1 minute a mark. Now, this can be based on the level of detail and understanding of what is required to answer or show a question's solution. Now, there are some topics that are renowned for being big mark questions. Some of these include algebraic proof, algebraic fractions, rationalize the denominator, solving quadratics, direct and indirect proportion, histograms, geometric proof, trigonometry, and general problem solving questions. Now, these can be created as a mixture of different topics, more notably with ratio and proportion, surds, and algebra. Now, although there are, as I've mentioned, some topics there that are renowned for being big mark questions, you can create a big mark question out of any topic or any combination of topics. So try not to focus your revision when revising big mark questions solely on certain topics, because it can appear on so many others. Now, I've written exam papers, and I know that when exam boards approach me to write questions, they want something new, something that hasn't been tested before. So you really want to use your creativity when creating exam style questions. Now, when approaching these types of questions, first what you want to do is understand the question and know what the answer is. You also want to establish the topics involved in the question, plan a course of action, and start to show the steps to achieve the answer. So in other words, show clear working out, so that not only the marker understands, but also you understand those steps as well. Now, often the time spent on these questions can go beyond that minute a mark sort of policy that teachers always encourage, but your grade will depend on the quality as well as the quantity. So practicing big mark questions will make you more confident and knowledgeable when confronted with these questions. Now, it's worth noting that often big mark questions or problem solving questions are unique, so often won't be repeated word for word, but the skills and method may be seen in future papers. Now, practicing big mark questions are a really good test for testing your subject knowledge. So once you feel you've mastered a particular topic, try and seek out either through textbooks, exam papers, past exam questions, websites, revision guides, or even asking your teacher for big mark questions related to that topic to properly test your understanding of that particular topic. Now, one way to access some big mark questions is obviously by downloading and then getting access to past papers and having a look at which big mark questions are on there, maybe trying those. But what I've done just to make it a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible for you while you're revising for your GCSE maths is to kind of taken all the big mark questions taken from the last 5 or 6 years worth of exam papers and put them so that there's only about 5 questions on a particular worksheet. Now, by doing that, it makes your revision a lot more manageable, but also gives you a chance that if there is a particular question you can't do, it gives you an element that you've got the time then to go out and revise that particular topic or seek out some general advice on that particular topic. There's also with each worksheet accompanying video walkthrough, so you can have a look at me going through each of the questions step by step to talk you through how you get the answer. Now, the links to both the worksheets and the videos are on the screen at the moment, but also I'll include them in the description to make it easy for you to copy and paste. And again, these are all absolutely free for you to download and use at your leisure.